When are you going to get a new light bulb?
Hey, it's getting better. What they say is that they don't give you a new one until your old one's dead. Yeah, serious. I've asked in the past, can I get a light bulb? Mine's about to die, and they say no. When it dies, let us know. All right, we're going to talk about mid and end points today. Mid and end points. We'll start with the definition of a midpoint. A point in the middle of two other points. A point in the middle of two other points. Why isn't that disappearing? Write this down. Endpoint plus endpoint divided by 2 equals midpoint. So on a number line, if you're given a segment and it's got a couple of endpoints, say it's -5, that's point A, and 13 is point B, and you're asked to find the midpoint of AB, we'll call it M. You use this formula right here. Endpoint plus endpoint divided by 2 equals midpoint. So -5 plus 13 divided by 2 equals the midpoint. So -5 plus 13 is 8 divided by 2 equals. So what's the coordinate of M? 4. Very good. Any questions on finding the midpoint on the number line? Turn the page. Look at problem 1B on page 58. This is problem 1B, and it's on page 58. Now you're going to be finding the midpoint of a segment on the coordinate plane. So let's say you've got this picture. You've got a coordinate plane and there's a segment on it. The endpoints of that segment are 7, 5, and 2, -4. Now you're looking for a point in the middle of those 2 points. You're looking for a midpoint. You're looking for the coordinates of the midpoint. That means you're looking for an x and a y value for the midpoint. Okay? So you take the same concept that you just used on the number line and you apply it to the coordinate plane. Which means you take endpoint 7 plus endpoint 2 and you divide it by 2, and that gives you the x value at the midpoint. Alright, so we need a middle point for our x's. So we take 7 plus 2, divide it by 2. We get 9 divided by 2, which equals 4.5. So our x value at the midpoint is 4.5. To find y at the midpoint, you do the same thing. 5 plus -4 divided by 2 equals your y value at the midpoint, okay? So 5 plus -4 is 1 divided by 2 equals 0.5. So your y value at the midpoint is 0.5. Now make sure you understand this concept. This is endpoint plus endpoint divided by 2 equals midpoint. And for the y's, endpoint plus endpoint divided by 2 equals midpoint. Because you're going to continue to use the same concept on all the problems you do today. Because the next problem, we have to find an endpoint given a midpoint and an endpoint. Look at problem 2 on page 59. Problem 2 on page 59. You've got a coordinate plane again. And you got a segment on that coordinate plane. Now, they're giving you an endpoint, C. And they're saying the value of C is -5, 7. They're giving you M, which is the midpoint. And they're telling you that it is -2, 1. And they're asking for the other endpoint. And in this case, it's D. And you're looking for an X and a Y value. So, we just said endpoint plus endpoint equals midpoint. Endpoint plus endpoint divided by 2 equals midpoint, right? So, we're looking for an X value and a Y value down here. We're looking for an X and a Y. So watch closely. I don't want the eraser anymore. I want the pencil. I want the pencil. Can I please have the pencil? And I'm getting upset. Let's just pause here. Remember the formula. Endpoint, watch, endpoint plus endpoint divided by 2 equals midpoint. Because we're looking for the X value at the endpoint. So, we can get rid of the 2 in the denominator by multiplying both sides by 2. These 2's cancel out. -5 plus X equals -4. Add 5. So what is X going to be at the endpoint? X is going to be 1. So that value is 1 at that endpoint. You apply the same concept to find Y at the endpoint. Endpoint plus endpoint divided by 2 equals midpoint. So you're going to take 7 plus Y, you're going to divide it by 2, and it's going to be equal to what? 1. Very good. Multiply by 2. The 2's cancel. So 7 plus Y equals 2. And subtract 7. So Y is going to equal -5. So the Y value at your other endpoint is -5. Is that clear? So let's try this. I'm going to give you a midpoint now with no drawing. Midpoint is 5, -2. Endpoint. One endpoint is 3, 4. Find the endpoint. Find the other endpoint. So you're looking for that, aren't you? An x and a y. So set it up. You got endpoint plus endpoint equals midpoint. So for one of them, we got a 3 plus an x divided by 2 equals 5. And for the y, we got 4 plus y divided by 2 equals -2. So do your math now on your own. Solve them both. Fill them in. If you get stuck, look up. I'm going to finish them here. Yes. Right here? Yeah. That's a +4, so I should have subtracted 4 right here. And right here. And it makes this -8. Thank you. Alright, your assignment today is page 60. It's 4 through 15. And make sure you check the odds as you're doing the problems. Page 60, 4 through 15, check the odds as you're doing the problems.